So let's get into our series recap with the Texas Rangers. The Rangers were in for a 4-game set Thursday through Sunday at Comerica Park. It was a great weekend by all accounts, a honoring of the Negro League past, the Detroit Stars specifically. You had Cecil Fielder, who won the Willie Horton Man of the Year award. They raised a flag for Turkey Stearns in center field on Friday night, and then on Saturday they wore those beautiful Detroit Stars uniforms, which seemed to bring them a little bit of luck. The first two games, Thursday and Friday, were abysmal. Tigers scored 1 run on Thursday night and actually went into the top of the ninth with a 1-0 lead, and then Gregory Soto came into the game and couldn't find the strike zone and walked and hit batters and walked another batter and then gave up a bases clearing double that ultimately lost them the game 3-1. And then Friday was no different. Friday they couldn't even put a run across home plate and ended up losing 7-0, and it was brutal. And I told you guys in the last episode of The Corner, if they don't win 3 out of 4, it's probably time to start looking towards who they can draft number 1 overall next season, because this season's done for. They are done. They're 14 games under 500 as they stand coming into their series with Boston, and it's just not looking great. But then news broke on Friday that Austin Meadows had hit the COVID list, which paved the way for prize prospect Riley Greene to hop on a plane, get to Detroit, and make his MLB debut, which he did on Saturday. And there's been plenty of articles on Detroit Sports Nation written about Riley Greene, the potential impact that he can have, and we saw that impact start Saturday. He hit 6th on Saturday and reached base 4 times. It's the first time, or the 4th time, in Detroit Tigers history that somebody made a debut and reached base safely 4 times. He drew 2 walks, which I thought the Tigers were actually allergic to doing, drawing walks, because they don't do that very well. We know they have a historically bad base on ball rate, which was about 6.5% going into the series, and he drew 2 walks right off the bat, which was fantastic. And then you started to notice that these older players also started to draw walks. And even in their game on Sunday, the Tigers had more base on balls than they did strikeouts. And I'm telling you, hell's frozen over. Because at that point, when they're drawing more walks than they are striking out, that's a good thing. We've talked about approach. We've talked about the way that they go into their at-bats. And when they're having longer at-bats, it actually tends to work out in their favor. And I don't want to put this kind of pressure on Riley Greene, but his debut has made a huge impact on this Detroit Tigers club, with veterans taking longer at bats, drawing walks. Javi Baez even drawing walks on Saturday and Sunday. It is fantastic. And they ended up winning Saturday by a score of 14-7. The Detroit Tigers, the worst run-producing team in Major League Baseball, put 14 runs across the dish. And then on Sunday, they actually won 7-3 and did another fantastic job of hitting the ball, but not just getting one hit in an inning, getting multiple hits in an inning, and then moving runners over and moving guys up and pushing runs across the plate and scoring 7 runs on Sunday and ended up splitting the series. So I told you last episode, right, if they don't win 3 out of 4, it's time to start looking towards the number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft next year, because this season's done. I said 2 out of 4 would be acceptable, but at this point, we need to start winning series. We need to start winning more games than we're losing. And I wasn't accounting for Riley Greene getting called up for sure, but I don't think that it's one of those things that he's going to be a savior of the season. Okay, this is a sub 500 ball club that's going to be a sub 500 ball club because of the people that are in charge of this ball club, the roster that they've constructed. Yes, Alavila drafted Riley Greene. Congratulations, he fell into your lap. You don't get a prize for doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, this team's still being constructed by the worst GM in baseball, and regardless of the success that they have moving forward from Saturday for the rest of the season, if I want to build a successful ball club, I am not letting this guy touch the trade deadline or the draft that's coming up, because we see the roster that he's built, and it's been terrible. We're glad that they got 2 wins out of 4 against Texas, but they should have had 3. Thank you, Gregory Soto, for that. The Tigers sit 26-40 right now, 14 games under 500. Their offense is still pretty terrible, but they showed flashes of being better. 3 home runs hit on Saturday, which they hadn't had a multi-home run game since April. They finally were able to hit for extra base hits and actually drive the baseball. Victor Reyes has done a very good job at the top of the lineup, actually getting on base and setting the table. And Robbie Grossman, hadn't a 20 home run guy last year, hasn't had a home run all season and hits 2 in back-to-back games. That's great for the Tigers, not only in their run-producing ability, but Grossman's one of those names that will get tossed around at the trade deadline. So the more he can up his value between now and that deadline, the better off it's going to be for the Tigers. And it's going to be even better if Al Avila is not the one trading him.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way.